Some people think it's just a dog, but to me, it's my child. And she knows when you need her, before you even do. She's watching you from across the room right now. You didn't call her. You didn't move. You barely even shifted your weight. But somehow, she knows. She lifts her head from the floor, ears soft, eyes half moon and warm, and she gets up slowly, the way old souls move, and she walks across the room and sits down right next to you. Not on you, just next to you. Close enough that you can feel the heat coming off her side. It looks like a simple thing, a dog crossing a room, but it isn't. What just happened is one of the most sophisticated acts of emotional attunement that exists anywhere in the animal kingdom. She read something in you, a micro tension in your face, a subtle shift in your breathing, some invisible frequency you didn't even know you were broadcasting, and she responded. Not because she was trained to, not because she wanted something from you, but because somewhere deep in her nervous system, your emotional state and her sense of safety are the same thing. And maybe you already knew that. Maybe you've known it for a while. Maybe the reason she sleeps on your pillow, the reason you narrate your day to her, the reason you cancel plans when she seems a little off, maybe all of that doesn't feel strange to you at all. Maybe it feels like the most natural thing in the world. Because it is. There's a particular kind of love that doesn't get talked about enough. It doesn't have a greeting card. It doesn't come up easily at dinner parties. But it is real, and it is deep, and millions of people carry it quietly every single day. It's the love you feel for a dog who has become, in every meaningful sense of the word, your baby, not a pet. Not a companion animal, your person, the one who knows where you keep your grief, the one whose face you look for first when you walk through the door, the one whose breathing, in the dark, is the sound that tells your body it's finally okay to relax. If that's you, if you've ever called her your heart, your everything, your whole world, this isn't something to explain away or feel embarrassed about. This is one of the oldest and most biologically meaningful bonds a human being can form. And the science behind it is extraordinary. The first reason this bond goes so deep has to do with something called secure attachment. Attachment theory, in its simplest form, describes how humans form emotional bonds that regulate their sense of safety and belonging. You may have heard it talked about in the context of early childhood, how a child learns whether the world is safe based on the consistency and warmth of their earliest caregivers. What fewer people realize is that the attachment system doesn't only activate with other humans, it activates with dogs too. Studies of dog-owner interaction show the same behavioral markers of secure attachment that you'd see between a parent and young child. When you enter a room, your dog uses you as a safe base to explore from. When something frightens her, she moves toward you. When you leave, her cortisol rises. When you return, it falls. And the same is true for you. Your body, in her presence, shifts into a measurable state of regulated calm. Your heart rate slows, your breathing deepens. Your muscles, the ones you didn't even know were braced, quietly let go. She doesn't have to do anything. She just has to be there. Because your nervous system has learned at a cellular level that where she is, you are safe. This is not metaphor. This is physiology. Think about the moments she finds you. You're crying in the bathroom, and you didn't make a sound, and she noses the door open and sits down on the tiles next to you. You're lying in bed staring at the ceiling at 3 a.m., and she shifts and puts one paw on your leg and goes back to sleep. You're having a conversation that's draining every last thing from you, and she appears from nowhere and leans her full weight against your calf. Just that. Just weight. Just presence. There's a name for what she's doing. It's called co-regulation. Co-regulation is the process by which one nervous system helps stabilize another. Infants do it with parents. Long-partnered adults do it with each other. And dogs, with extraordinary sensitivity, do it with humans. Her calm body tells your nervous system that the threat level is low. Her steady breathing entrains your breathing. Her warmth signals at a primal level that you are not alone, that something living and loving is here with you in the dark. And here's what nobody tells you: the regulation goes both ways. Your dog is reading you constantly, not judgmentally, not anxiously, just attentively. The way someone who loves you stays turned toward you, even when the conversation goes quiet. When you're regulated, she relaxes. When you're distressed, she orients. When you laugh, something in her whole body loosens. You are not just her owner. You are her emotional weather system. And she has been studying you every day with a devotion that most humans will never receive from another human. This didn't happen by accident. Somewhere between 15,000 and 40,000 years ago, the estimates vary. The archaeology is still being pieced together. Something began to shift at the edges of human camps. Wolves, the ones least afraid, the ones curious enough to come close, began to live alongside humans. Not fully tamed, not fully wild, something in between. What happened next is one of the most remarkable coevolutionary stories on Earth. Over thousands of generations, the dogs who thrived were not the biggest or the fastest. They were the ones who could read human faces, the ones who could follow a human gaze, the ones who, when they didn't know how to solve a problem, looked to the human for help. This trait, called social referencing, barely exists in wolves, but it is deeply wired into domestic dogs. They evolved, specifically, to pay attention to us, to track us, to respond to us, to need us, and be needed by us in return. The bond you feel with your dog is not a modern indulgence. It is the result of thousands of years of mutual selection. She was shaped to love you, and somewhere in human history, we were shaped to love her back. And this is where it gets truly fascinating. When you look into your dog's eyes, when you hold that soft, unhurried gaze, both of your bodies release oxytocin. The same neurochemical that floods a parent holding their newborn, the same one that surges between people falling in love. A 2015 study found that after 15 minutes of mutual gazing, oxytocin levels in both dogs and their owners rose significantly, not just in you, in her too. Your brain responds to her the way it responds to a child you are responsible for protecting. The features that make her face soft, the large eyes, the rounded forehead, the way she tilts her head when you speak, these activate the same caregiving circuits that respond to infant faces, not because you're confused about what she is, but because your brain recognizes something it is designed to love and protect. Your body knows what your mind sometimes second guesses. She is not just a dog to you because, neurologically speaking, she was never just a dog to you. She is an attachment figure, a co-regulator, a living, breathing nervous system that has learned to sync with yours. There is something she gives you that is extraordinarily rare: predictability. In a world that changes constantly, where relationships are complicated, where people disappoint and misunderstand and leave, she is steady. She is the same dog this morning that she was last night. She does not hold grudges. She does not keep score. She is not performing affection. When she is happy to see you, every cell in her body says so. When she is tired, she sleeps. When she wants to be close, she comes close. There is no subtext. There is no performance. There is just her, entirely present, entirely without agenda. For people who have experienced unpredictability in their early attachments, the parents who were inconsistent, the relationships that were confusing, the environments that were never quite safe, a dog can be the first truly secure attachment they have ever known. The first relationship where presence meant safety, where love was not conditional, where they could be exactly who they are and still be chosen every single day. She doesn't know she's healing you. She's just doing what she's always done, showing up, being warm, staying close, being the constant in every season of your life. And the bond changes over time, the way all deep bonds do. In the early years, there is a kind of bright, electric joy to it. the puppy who launches herself at you, the dog who doesn't understand yet that you always come back. She is learning your rhythms. You are learning hers. You are becoming each other's people in real time. And then something settles. It's quieter, more intimate. She no longer needs to greet you at the door with the full force of her body, though sometimes she still does. Now she just looks up. A tail wag that starts slow and then can't help itself. A sigh that says, "I know you're home." A dog who has grown into the shape of your life, and you into hers. You have inside jokes now. You have routines so embedded they feel like breathing. You know the exact sound of her nails on the floor at 6 a.m. She knows the exact weight of your steps when you're sad. You have built a language together, made entirely of silences and glances, and the particular way you say her name when the day has been too much. This is intimacy. It is not lesser because she is a dog. It is not a substitute for something you're missing. It is its own full, complete thing. So if she has become your only baby, your heart, your home, your whole soft world, there is nothing here that needs to be explained away or defended. The love you feel is ancient and biological and real. The bond you have built is one of the most studied, most validated, most neurologically significant relationships a human being can form. And the tenderness you carry for her, the way you rearrange your entire life around her comfort, the way her face is the first thing you want to see and the last thing you think about at night, that is not a symptom of something. It is love. Exactly as it was designed to be. She's still sitting next to you right now, isn't she? Not asking for anything, not needing you to be different or better or more, just there, warm, steady, breathing slowly in the quiet beside you. And your body already knows what your mind is just now catching up to. You're safe. You're home.